Hi, this is Erica from Simply Craft and welcome to another Demo Plus. And today I'm going to give you some basic tips on how to draw faces. And first of all, we're going to start with a more traditional face, more based on real life. So first of all, we start with an egg shape. And if you can draw circles and lines, you should be okay for drawing faces. So we'll go slightly wider. Obviously face shapes are very varied, so I don't think you can go too far wrong. Right, first of all we want to divide it into half and then into quarters, and then we want to divide this half, half again, half again. Now you might think the eyes belong up here, but they don't, they belong here. So if we put our eyes kind of central to these segments, like so, and then my nose comes about here, and then following that down, the nose should be kind of in line with the where that eye starts. So there's our nose, and the lips follow on this line here. So really all of the going on is down here, and this is where people get it wrong with face shapes. And then ears fit in that size in between those two lines there. So now we can see we've got the basic outline of a face, and this line here goes over to the eyebrows and like so. So we've got eyebrows there, and then this is the top of the head, and this is what often people get wrong as well, is the head is much bigger from this to there than you think. So we've got hair coming down here. We'll have a little central part in. We'll go crazy hair. But you can see the hair goes down there and comes down here. And we'll take the hairline down here. And then the neck should fall in there. And then we should have the shoulders coming out so. So this is like a traditional naturalistic shaped face. So we've got something going on there. And obviously you've got to fill the eyes in, but then the eyelid will take some of that. You don't want to look like they're stunned. And then the bottom eyelid comes in there, so that circle is never full, it's hidden slightly by the eyelid. So hopefully you can see that that's kind of, we'll give her a smile. And that's the lovely thing about drawing, just one little tweak of the pencil I should say, and you've got a different face. Now I'm using the Stabilo All pencil. It's a watercolour pencil. I mean, I'm only using cartridge paper today just to give you some tips. I'm not using any good quality paper for this, but what I can do now is with the water brush is just try to remove some of those lines, so you can see it's not very good paper, so but I'm hoping you get my idea. If you had a better paper you could wash those lines away, but also this could be a basis in which you could put your paint or colour, and then those lines disappear. Or if you obviously you could rub them out if you so wished. So I'm hoping that you can see now we are getting a face appear. And I haven't used anything as reference, I've just used my knowledge of where eyes and mouths should go. So it's a fantasy face. Hopefully you can, oops, let's get a blob of water out. And obviously I'd like to leave catch lights for the eyes, because that is what really brings it to life. But I'll probably go in with a pen afterwards and add those. But hopefully you can see there, we have got the startings of a face. So that's a basic face based on proportions that artists have taught artists for years. You know, they are the proportions. One thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you a photo here now, and this photo will actually hopefully show you those proportions in real life. Obviously, you know, she's the top of the head is up here somewhere, but can you see now you've got that half, then half of the head, and then you've got those markings and the ear fall in between those two, and you know, and that shape. So hopefully you can make out how I've created that face. You can see actually in real life the proportions. So that's one thing. But then there are the kind of whimsy faces that we create in books. I've got a couple of ideas here that I have created, and I just want to show you some of the face shapes. So for instance, one like this, the face is longer. So we're starting off with a narrower oval, and we are accentuating that nose line, so it comes down lower than we have done with the previous one. So we're playing with proportions. These are not realistic faces, but they give you that kind of whimsy face. If that's the only way I can put it, you know, is that the art girls that I like to create are not based on traditional proportions. They're accentuated. So we'll give her a little nose, long, smaller nose. So we got that coming on there. There's the front of the nose, and then smaller lips in the center of that, and we'll give her a kind of quizzical look by putting one side of the lips up, and then we'll give her slightly bigger eyes than realistically. So we'll just go in with these eyes like so, but using all the same things that I've just said, but you've just moved the goalpost there. So you just, so we're accentuating the eyes. We'll give her heavy lids afterwards like so, and then we've taken that nose down, and then the actual chin is quite small, and tapering it up. I like to do a little dip here by the eye. I think it gives it a nice look, and it accentuates the cheekbone. But this is all experimental, and you just play until you're happy with a look. And then we'll go with the hair like so. But you can see you can create lots of hair. So as this is more sort of a whimsy kind of face, we can make a neck much thinner. Oh, we've not got ears. You can just put a hint of an ear in there, but we'll cover it up with hair. if in doubt, we can cover it up. So hopefully you can see now that this is my basic structure, but you can see that the face has a different look, and it has that more sort of, I'd say, cartoony look. So we're getting that more of a fantasy look than it being realistic. And also, if you're not very good at drawing, you can sort of experiment with these proportions, and you know, it's your own kind of look. Then you can just, doesn't matter if you've got it wrong, the proportion's wrong, because it's meant to be, it's different. So it's kind of easier to make these kind of faces. So anyway, that's the long and thin girl. Hope that helped a little bit. Then, oh, got bits falling out. Then we've got this one, and she's got like a heart-shaped face. So we can start off, start with a heart. Literally is like a heart shape. And then we'll start with the middle, remembering the eyes, and then fairly even proportions. And then we're going to just taper her chin off there and bring her up there. Let's thin her face out a little bit. And again, like I said, it's a sort of experiment until you've got it how you like it. And we'll start with her like that. That's given me a rough idea of where I'm going. And so let's get it central. It's hard when it's lopsided. It's always better just to put your page straight rather than try and fight it. So we've got eyes, nose, and the mouth. And then we'll follow those eyebrows. And let's just, because I had the page lopsided, doesn't mean she has to be. But hopefully there you can see you've got a face coming using a different look. And then obviously, because she's on that side, we can always work with her coming down. So hope it's not just a confusing mess for you, and it kind of makes sense. It does to me, but you know, that's one thing for me to say it. And these, with this pencil, I'm getting down some shading as well. So this would be a great kind of a back colour for then putting something else on top. So you've got some kind of light and shade in your work before you even started. So I just want to add a little, there we go, that's better. Add a little bit of light and shade to the nose as well. There we are. So there's my kind of heart-shaped girl. The very last one that I wanted to show you, I have done a piece of work on this before. Let me find it. Is a kind of egg shape. This one's quite an easy one to do as well, and she's kind of quirky and really nice for doing mixed media pieces, and they don't have to be perfect. So let me just, we start off with like a more of an egg shape, but we're still doing the same things, half and half and quarter. So we're still using the same principles, but she's kind of on a kind of different scale. And again, I think this kind of one needs bigger eyes, because we're really going full out quirky with this one. And cutesy little lips that maybe extend out with the cheek, but mostly it's all about the eyes on this one. And let's make the eyelids heavy, otherwise she looks startled. Eyebrows. And then we can kind of go in with some kind of quirky little hairstyle. Let's finish her chin off a little. On this one I've got like a proper chin going on. So let's give her a little bit of a chin. So, and we've got some kind of a squiggly thing going on with her hair, just because we can. And then she's obviously going to have quite a thin little neck, just I think she would. So let's paint her out and see what she looks like. So there we go with the hair. You see, I'm not taking any great time with these things. You know, this is my basic initial drawing that I would then work upon. I'm not saying any of these are finished. These are sketches. But sometimes I will leave them, if they've come out really nice, I will leave them as a sketch and use them later as inspiration. So let's, and sometimes I'll use, if I pick up the colour, I can add some shading. But then shading is something that's another story, so maybe we should do that at another class. So, but there she is, kind of quirky, but so different, and yet we are using the same proportions on each paper, just in a different way. So yeah, what I was saying, sketches, I sometimes do sketches, and then when I really love them, like I really like that one, she came out really nice, I'm keeping it, and then that's my inspiration to then do a piece. So I've always kept my original and used it as an inspiration for something else. And some are freehand. I mean, that's just been done with a paintbrush, and then I've gone over it with pen. So I've kind of just been kind of ad hoc with that one. Here's another kind of cutesy one that I did earlier. You can see I've just got the little shapes going on. I really like these ones. They're kind of really different. So, you know, it's it's just trying and play with the shapes. Now you know the actual principle. It's oval, half, quarter, quarter of that, and quarter of that. Eyes, nose, mouth, ears, and you're done. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you give it a go. Thanks for watching.